Good morning, everybody. Steve Levy with USC24x7.com. Thought I'd do a very brief update, and I'm sure a lot of you around the Trojan family have already heard this. We are now in take two of the Kliff Kingsbury USC career path. Pretty, pretty amazing. Came out of left field. It really bodes well about the level of trust and certainly, I would say confidentiality that Mike Bone has instilled in this program. Mike Bone, athletic director for USC Trojan football and all other sports, of course. He's our athletic director. He's done some things that, quite frankly, he doesn't get enough credit for. And bringing Kliff Kingsbury back after all that happened to USC on his first attempt, when he grabbed the brass ring, jumped to the NFL, took on the Arizona Cardinals, which was a very difficult brass ring to grab, but that's why they're brass rings, and that's why you take the chance when you're a coach of his caliber. Coming over to the Trojans and returning for take two, I find it fascinating. You think about having a Lincoln Riley situation going on with Coach Grinch and the defense, an amazing stacked quarterback room, wide receiver room, tight end room, running back room, defensive line, offensive line. Pick one area of the Trojans that isn't exciting right now. And your Kliff Kingsbury coming off a very difficult departure with Arizona, very emotional. And he's coming into kind of a second seat, maybe even a third seat with respect to the pecking order within the Lincoln Riley staff. But he clearly is going to be the eye in the sky. He clearly is going to be mentoring some amazing talent that is already at USC, but also coming to USC. When you start to think of the law of attraction and what's happening in college football with the transfer portal, recruiting in general, NIL, everything that goes along to make that bag of potential superpowers, quite frankly, USC is in the mix. USC's hate meter is at an all-time high. When they were perennial champions and just coming after everybody anywhere, anytime, this program was in a situation where you could just see it going on forever. But nothing goes on forever. Talk to Coach Saban at Alabama, and he will tell you that, there are Kirby's out there, and they are going to keep coming. And Georgia is on top of the football world today. But USC, I think, has clearly put itself to be a force to be considered in that top 10 mix. Will they get to the playoffs this year? They can. They should. And if they just improve by 25 to 30% on the defensive side of the ball, which I think they've upgraded significantly, then I think they absolutely will be in consideration for a playoff spot, let alone winning obviously the Pac 10 or 12, whatever you want to call it, championship. Could be the last championship of the league. If the Power Fives become Power Four, this could be the last year in this dismantling of the West in the sense of what we thought it was with the Pacific Conference. So Pac-12 under George Kliavkoff has really gone into desperate straits now. So a Hail Mary is about all that they can hope for at this point. Getting back to Kliff Kingsbury, having him in that quarterback room, having him eye in the sky and that mind, that brain of his to, basically working with Lincoln Riley, who arguably, these are probably top 5 minds of offensive design and certainly football in general. From a coaching perspective, that's pretty exciting. If I was Coach Grinch and I knew that I had to improve by 35%, there isn't anything that would stop me from getting there other than ability. And we need to see it. And Coach Grinch clearly knows what the task is, clearly has the, I think, personnel now and depth from what we're hearing and seeing to get it done. So with Kliff Kingsbury, you're going to have kind of the Lincoln Riley take 3 level of offensive coordination going on to where a defensive coordinator really won't know what's coming at them. It should be exciting. It's going to be a ton of fun. Can the egos all get around that sensitive topic about who's in charge and why and when? I think so. I think Lincoln Riley's personality is such that he considered this to a point where benefits outweigh any risk. And, the law of attraction to get to USC now just went up a magnitude. And you're starting to hear it. The SEC coaches, the ACC coaches, the Big Ten coaches, that other conference, the Big 12, they're all starting to make little comments about how difficult recruiting's becoming with the strength of USC and Lincoln Riley. So tip of the hat to AD Mike Bone. I don't think he gets credit enough for what's going on with the USC athletic department, and football program obviously is our focus. Tip of the hat to the baseball team. This is great. This is amazing. And Andy Enfield on the basketball side, the women's program, our strength in water polo, track and field. I mean, USC is going to be at the top of many, many programs and challenges that come off to any school to compete. And it's exciting to see. And we're bringing it all to the infamous Big Ten. So can't wait for all that to happen. Our last year is going to start pretty quickly here in August. I think we have a game 0 schedule. So that should be fun. And from that point on, let's see where this ride takes us. But welcome back, Coach Kliff Kingsbury, I guess senior analyst Kliff Kingsbury. Hope this stay is a longer one. I think it will be. And who knows where this goes. This is Steve Levy with USC24x7.com, and we'll be coming back at another point in time. Take care, everybody.